Dan here, your comic monster, and today we will be unboxing the Marvel Select Hawkeye figure. Gonna break this puppy open, and at the end of the video we will have a bonus, so stay tuned for that. My theories on unboxing. Basically, if you want to keep it like this, to me it's not really in its natural environment. You're not really seeing the Hawkeye figure, because then he'd be standing there, not obstructed by plastic. He'd be standing there as if he was there, although in a smaller ratio. But to me, he's trapped in a bubble right now. Maybe if he was captured by MODOK or something, this would be the natural state. But for me, keeping him in like this, I guess if you're an investor, then that's the way to go. But if you are a person who just enjoys their toys, you want to break them free. This unboxing is brought to you by Comic Frontline, your source for news and comic entertainment, and by Argo Comics. Boom. Makers of Argo 5 and Sorority of Power. These are both covers by Francesco. Not a variant, just your retail covers. You can order from argocomics.com. All right, so let's get into Hawkeye. For those package fans, you can see it's got a picture of our favorite Marvel Archer. Let's not get into a debate with Green Arrow. And a bio on the back. A little bullseye there, not to be confused with the villain, of course. Now, even though I am not one to keep them in the package, I do like the card art, so I usually will kind of slice around the plastic edges to try to keep the card art. Basically, this part here, not that important, the side part here, but it's just glued. You can separate that, no big deal. Now, what I'll usually do, handy dandy razor, I will just cut along the edges. See if I can demonstrate this for you here. Cut along the edges, like so, and all the way around the bubble to protect the card art. Sometimes the packaging will be loose, like this one happens to be, and you might be able to just separate it by hand. If you notice that it's like, really tearing apart the card, you may want to switch to your razor blade, but otherwise this one actually came right off. So that's about the easiest separation of the card I've ever done. Got a little ad in there. Well, let's go somewhat complete. A little Hawkeye kind of hanging out behind the ad there. A little surprise art there for you. But now, this part here is kind of, that's a little tough to store, because I usually store card art flat. So probably end up slicing at this fold right here. Slice that and just keep the card art. If this was something spectacular or something, I might keep that. Actually, if I cut this part open, I could just fold it over and keep that. So that's a pretty cool shot, I have to say. All right, that's enough of that package. Let's check out what's in this little plastic dealie here. I'm sure it's just an advertisement, perhaps for more of their Marvel Selects. And what do you know? It is an advertisement for more of their Marvel Selects. Whoops, let's open that up so everyone can see. What do we got? Oh, Silver Surfer, Marvel Select. It looks like a movie Thor, Wolverine, and Spider-Man from the Disney store. Okay, that's not the Superior. It looks like the regular. So these, I guess, are upcoming. And little ads for mini-mates, which is not my thing. All right. Now we got the base is wrapped in plastic. Uh-oh. Gonna have a bunch of these twist ties. I don't want this video to take forever, but I just removed the back plastic, which has the Ultron base. More of the base. Usually pictures will sometimes tell you exactly what it's supposed to look like when you put it all together. Let's see if we got that. Yep, see that? Right on the back of the box here. It's kind of the setup, if you want to go according to what they're doing. Sometimes I have like just a whole bunch of figures standing. Oh, now this part is taped here to hold these arrows in. So let's see. All right, that part of the base. There is your Ultron. I have to say, it's pretty cool. Ultron, there was a full figure of Ultron that just came out in an Iron Man set where you build a figure with Ironmonger. So if you want a Ultron that hasn't been torn apart by a fight with the Avengers, then I think that is a good way to go. But this makes for a pretty cool base. And you got some additional base pieces so that if you want to pretty much make a bit of a diorama, you got that. These arrows, if I'm going to set him up to be using them or something, or put them on the ground, they're just held by tape. You can pop the tape open and have some extra arrows. Let's see. 2 of them have no tip. 1 of them has a tip. None of them have boxing gloves at the end. All right. Let's just take a quick look here at the base. See if we can construct this. There I'm putting there's indentations in here. See if I can get a shot of that for you. Indentations right here that seem to coincide with that pretty easily. Put that in that part. And long rectangle. So for all you puzzle builders, this is not a particularly tough one. All right. There you have your base. So you got a little bit of wall there, as if Wonder Man had been around and busted through the wall, tore apart Ultron, and then I guess Hawkeye's going to stand over Ultron, take all the credit. All right. Now, okay, let's see here. You know what we're doing? Oh, he can breathe now. What do you know? Free. And let's see what we got. We got tape holding on the bow. Oh, and we have a little tape over our little bonus figure here on the end of the arrow, the Wasp. The famous cover of Avengers where Ant-Man is at the end of the arrow. But I guess as an equal opportunity, this one has the Wasp on the arrow. It might have actually even been, pretty sure, on the Marvel Legends maybe they had Ant-Man already at the end of the arrow. So, taking the tape off. carefully so as not to destroy the bow. I'm going to just slice that tape a little bit. And the one with the wasp, you want to be careful with that one because, you know, you don't want to damage the figure of the wasp. So let's just see if I can do this without the razor blade first. And success. All right. That tape. Hold back. There's the tape. No extra charge for that tape, apparently. All right. So now you would think Hawkeye would be ready to come out, but we do have the ever-present little twisty ties. Some people keep them. Some people make little things out of them. I don't know. I am just going to unwind these. There seems to be one on each calf and one on each elbow. Okay. The calf ones are undone. This will give you a time estimate. I could just fast forward past this, but you know, now you're getting to see how long it would take you to unbox it if you were coming home from the comic shop, saying to yourself, oh, I do got to go out tonight, but I wonder how long it would take me to unbox my Hawkeye figure and see what's up with that. Let's see. These elbow ones are a little tighter than the calf ones, but perseverance. Let's see here. For those not interested in messing around, you could always have a pair of pliers around, wire cutters rather, and just snip these. Let's see. Well, on the subject of Hawkeye, I have to admit I'm not buying the book. I know it's critically acclaimed, not that hot on the artwork. One elbow is free. That's just me, and you know, I buy a lot of independent books. I'm busy creating books for Argo Comics, so you don't always have enough time to read everything on the stands, and you got to make your choices. For me, Hawkeye didn't make the grade. I like the character, though. I liked him in the Avengers, both the movie and the comic. Not sure who I would say. Perhaps George Perez might be my favorite Hawkeye artist. Now I'm taking the plastic ties out from the front, or at least opening them so that I am not damaging the figure. See, took it out. Not damaging the figure, trying to pull against them. There we go. We don't need those. And now, oh, there's tape on the bottom of the wasp arrow as well. Open that up a little bit. Don't need that tape. And, oh, okay, the wasp arrow is wired to Hawkeye with another twisty tie so that you don't lose that arrow. Here is the bow. Let's put down the plastic bubble. Oh. Set that up. Okay. Now, here is the bow. You want to see the detailing on the bow? I guess that's not particularly rope-like, but, you know, I mean, I have it a very close up now. When someone's just walking by the figure, they're really not going to care. But there is your bow. Let's see. It's not a twist tie. It's just a little plastic ring that's holding the wasp arrow onto his hand. I don't know if you've ever seen these little plastic rubber band type things. And the wasp, Janet Van Dyne. Okay, filming this prior to the Avengers, or prior to the Ant-Man movie. Evangeline Lilly has been cast for something. I think she would make a great wasp, but we'll have to see. Trying to like get this so that you can see the wasp figure. Okay, she's sitting on the arrow. Got a hand stretched out. Perhaps when she gets close to the villain, she will use her wasp sting. Hawkeye himself. All right, let's take a look at this guy. Let's see here. I think the facial sculpt is very good. The quiver with the arrows, I would say, is very good. They got that chainmail effect going on the top. What else? You know, I think this flaps here of his tunic are very well done. I do have the Marvel Legends figure. A little flimsy, a little tough to stand. I do have a feeling this will be a lot easier to stand. Not holding him. Standing on his own on the desk in front of the webcam. Good sign, good sign. Let's see. I think something to test out is how he holds the bow. And sometimes these things are a loose thing that you're always picking it up. Okay, I'm thinking not meant to be held with his left hand. Oh, maybe. Let's see the wasp arrow. Now that's very thin. But yeah, this does look like the arrow hand, the right hand. Because I could see, I'll show you when I put the arrow in. I could see where I would believe they would intend you to put the arrow in. And let's see. You don't want to snap this wasp arrow because, no, there you go. See that? Oh, get my finger out of the way there. See how he's got that arrow? So if you want to pose him with the wasp arrow, you could do that. If you want to pose him with an arrow that doesn't have the wasp, because you're a Hawkeye purist, you can use one of the other arrows they got in the pack there. All right. Getting him on the base. Let's see what we got here. If we got we got 2 holes on the bottom of his feet. Oh, I don't think the lighting is showing you that. But there you go. 2 holes. I'm looking at the bottom of this base here, your Ultron base. Up, I see 1 peg. I would have to imagine that you could put either foot in that peg. Let me just look at our illustration again to see. Oh, let's see. This has 1 foot on the defeated Ultron. Again, taking credit for Wonder Man's ass kicking. All right. I don't see on the Ultron figure a peg. So that must just be how they decided to do it. Again, sometimes I'm not really so down with bases because, you know, if you have one figure on a base and everyone else, like if you're going to set up all the Avengers and everyone's standing there and Hawkeye's standing on this base, it could look good as a background thing, but maybe you just want him standing there with the rest of the team. So, now, Marvel Select usually has a bit less articulation than Marvel Legends. For a guy like myself who just likes to pose them and display them, that is a good thing. For the people who want to actually play with the figures, that is not always the best thing. But that's why I kind of like sometimes Marvel Select better than Marvel Legends, even though, you know, they have a bigger variety of characters, obviously, in the Marvel Legends. Putting the foot into that peg, have his other foot on the Ultron. Let's see if I can get this here. There you go. Kind of the angle of the camera. It's hard to show you exactly, but you know, let's pull back here so you can see the whole deal. There he is, Hawkeye staying triumphant with the Wasp on Ultron. All right. Like I said, I think it's a very good sculpt. Seems sturdy, like, which, you know, tight joints and everything. So, for me, I'll give it, as Hawkeye figures go, a 5 out of 5. You know, if you're going to chuck in choice of character and everything, again, I like him as the Avengers and all that. You know, I'll give 4 out of 5. It's not like they're making Hercules or Wonder Man or Doc Samson. You can tell I have a thing for the super strong guys. You know, but they did make some of those anyway in Marvel Select. All right. I promised you a bonus, and a bonus you shall have. We are going to go into the time machine. Time machine time, people. Back to 1977. Here is a big box that came in the mail. And I have a pretty good idea what this should be. So, let us cut open the box. Just some tape right down the middle. I'm just going to cut this open. This will be not a factory sealed item. Is everyone just eager with anticipation? What could it be? Again, oh, packing peanuts. Alright, I'm not going to do this sideways here or else the packing peanuts will be all over the place. I am glad to see that there are packing peanuts to ensure an undamaged item. Razor blade, we're done with that. Alright, he's coming out. He's coming out from, let's see, he's coming out up from the depths, 30 stories high. He's breathing fire. He's scanning the sky. That is a hint for anyone who might have been around for the 70s. All right, let us take off this bubble wrap. Again, very good that we do have that bubble wrap. This is something. I actually had this item years and years and years ago. I had a garage sale with my friend Cam because we wanted money to go to a comic convention, and we sold a whole bunch of our comics and toys. And that was right when like the new X-Men were hitting big, so I was like out to get, you know, from 94 to, it was probably only up to like 120 something at that point. So sold this. I do not think this is my original piece, but here he is, Shogun Warrior Godzilla. It's been a long time coming that I had to get this piece back. Okay, yeah, Godzilla, roller skates. I don't know what's up. Let me get this box out of the way a little bit so I can. Oh, hold on here. All right. All right. 1977. There was a Shogun Warriors line with Shogun Warrior robots and Godzilla. Okay. Hardly any articulation. But again, at this point, I'm not looking to really do any playing with it. I'm just going to display it. A lot of them, when you're searching the internet for them, don't have this handle. Everyone breaks it off because Godzilla doesn't usually have a red handle sticking out of his back. What does that red handle do, you might say? Let us see. Fire. Okay, now, the other feature of this figure is a firing fist, which I'm not looking to mess up the fist, and I don't have soft, you know, maybe I'll try it on a pillow or something later on. And in actuality, I saw that this had been missing the plastic button here. It will fire, from what I was told. If you press something into that, the fist still fires. But like I said, I'm not really looking to play around with this much. I want to display it. Let's give you a good view of this thing here. Man. See, well, he doesn't have those, wacky looking fins on the back. But again, in 1977, as a little kid, this was, as we used to say, the bomb. All right, so now you've seen him Godzilla in all his glory. The new movie's coming out. Not so hot on the redesign. I wish they would have left him alone. But, you know, love Godzilla. Had to get this one back. I think I've given you a good amount of angles. This tail has a seam. It's removable. I will not be removing it. And there you have it. Hawkeye and Godzilla. I don't know if they ever appeared in the same comic. I know the Champions appeared in a issue of Godzilla with one of my favorites, as we said, Hercules, who actually got under his foot and was able to topple him. But love Godzilla, love the Avengers, happy to get Hawkeye, happy to get Godzilla, and that'll do it for this unboxing video. Check out Comic Frontline for all your comics news and entertainment. Check out argocomics.com, ARGO comics.com, and thanks for watching the video.